I'm frank, I'm honest. I'm the kind of person, what I say is what I mean, no tricks, no frills, and I'm less liable to be manipulated. And I think all presidents and all leaders need straight-talking, honest people around them to look them in the eye sometimes when they are going off the track and, admonish them. It's very important. Checks and balances in government. That is the role of political parties. The fact that your party is in power does not equate the party to the government. The party's role is to make sure that the government does what is right by the people of Ghana. And that's how come every president in this Fourth Republic has respected the convention that a party's general secretary and the chairman, they sit in cabinet. It's not in any constitution, it's not in any law, but they do recognize that it is the party that gives best to the government. So that has been my view. I think that our party, characterized from the beginning, the likes of B.J. Zarocha, Peter Alajete, Alaji Bin Saleh, tough debates, and sometimes they just chose to respectfully disagree with one another, but it was healthy for the development of our country and our party. That's what I want to see. We should stop creating cult figures in Ghanaian politics. It does not work for us. You can ask the CPP what has happened to them, because all their organization was centered around one person, Dr. Nkrumah, and since his demise, they haven't been able to stand the test of time. That is not what we stand for as MPP.
Very well.
So, yeah.
You keep using the phrase new politician. You talk about speaking your mind, even if it has to hurt your party. I believe that sounds like a maverick. In fact, looking at the field, the one who has been considered a maverick amongst the lot would be your namesake Agyapong, and I mean the other Agyapong, Kennedy. He came second. Would he be the new politician you're talking about? Or when you say new politician, you are referring to a different type of new politician?
I'm talking about all of us Ghanaians. Because I mentioned politicians, because they get the mandate of the people to run the country. But every one of us, you the journalists especially, you are referred to as the fourth estate of the realm. You've got to assess the role that you play. Some have become mercenary. Just they are there, on the take and doing people's bidding. Is that what you're supposed to do? No. Whether you're a doctor, whether you're an engineer in the ministry, you don't have to set yourself up with a company and award contracts to yourself. And things are happening that way around the country. Whether you are a farmer, whichever role that you play in this country, you should recognize that you have a contribution to make to the development of our country. Look around the world. Our peers like Malaysia and Singapore and the Asian tigers, and even in Japan after the World War when they were brought to their knees, it took the dedication, the sacrifice of the leaders. It wasn't about themselves. It was about society, how we build society. So we need a critical mass of public-spirited individuals at the helm of affairs in our country. And I'm going to continue to be that voice of the conscience of our country, to push more people to understand that public service is exactly what it is, service to the public. You understand? So it is not about attacking. No, it's not attacking. It's setting the record straight, behaving properly, having civility and decorum. Politics is not all about razzmatazz, okay? And it's also not a popularity contest. And it is not a shouting match. You understand? So I want decency so that people, what we need now, deep thinking leaders with intellectual capacity to bring something to bear. And we need to attract the best human resource in our country into politics. Right now, what we are trying to do, people talk about politics as if it's an area that you can speak all the lies you like, spew all the garbage, just because it is politics. They will say it was on a political platform. I disagree with that notion and that standpoint. I think politics should be decent. Like Lee Kuan Yew said, we should attract the best human resource in our country into politics so that they can manage our affairs for us. It is politics that takes all the major decisions for the rest of the country. It's the welfare of the 31 million people. And decisions decide whether we live or die. You understand? So it's a very serious matter. I don't want politics to be trivialized the way sometimes on air people just trivialize politics. We all respect a little bit of humor, have a laugh here and there. But the lives of Ghanaians, very important. And we have to attach a lot of seriousness to politics. So the kind of pedestrian discussions that I hear, all over the place. And I think the media has a big role to get the society back on track and talk about the things that matter to society. Look, right now, it's not only political problems that we have. We have serious social issues that we don't even discuss. These days, we don't even discuss family planning anymore. You understand? But when there's a population explosion, it brings untold hardships on central government's treasury and then suffering. And so you look at our human settlements, and of course, coming from a technical background as a civil engineer, look at how Ghanaians live and the lack of compliance with rules and regulations and the spatial planning and all that. It's chaotic assembly of things happening. And so the human settlements have not been regulated properly. All these things need serious change. So if you look at my 6-point plan, I talked about urban regeneration and rural development. I talked about compliance, quality control, quality assurance in all aspects of our national life. So we have a lot of work to do as Ghanaians. And we need our leaders to be focused. We need the media to be focused, right, asking the right questions, and then having the difficult conversations that people are shying away from, and putting pressure on those of us who aspire to lead by example for the rest of our country.
So let me just, by concluding, ask you the right question, which would inquire or require you to give a difficult answer. If it came to it, out of the 6 who are at the top now, your 6 voters came to you and said, "Daddy, show us the way." Who would you back? Who would you ask them to vote for?
See, you know that votes are supposed to be secret. That's why we voted.
But you can encourage them to vote for one of the 6 that you believe.
I gave you an inkling.
I got it, but I just wanted a name.
I gave you an inkling.
I wanted a name.
There's no point just throwing out a name.
So you're not throwing support against it behind any of them?
I want to share, I eventually will direct towards has to be someone who is on the same wavelength with me, not in entirety, but who looks at my 6-point plan and says, 3 or 4 of it, I think I share this similar view. So discussions are ongoing. I mean, for now, I'm out, so I stay out and look inside from outside. But I know all the top 3. As I said, I've spoken to Dr. Bawumia, I've spoken to Alan Chirmating, I've spoken to Kwabena Agyapong.
Would you support Dr. Bawumia?
I say I've spoken to all 3 of them.
I know. I just want to know if
I know all of them. What is important is I have a policy platform. There are things that I believe in, and I just hope that the eventual winner who emerges will identify with some of these things that, in my honest view, will inure to the benefit of Ghana.
Very well. Let's leave it here. Thank you so much for speaking to us.
Thank you very much, Umaru Sanda, and have a nice day, and greetings to all your listeners countrywide.
You too. That's Engineer Kwabena Agyapong.